Terrace, thank you very much for tuning in on this beautiful late summer's night. Excuse the scruffy look, just in the gym at the moment. And massive news in relation to Jadon Sancho has broken the last half an hour or so on the Transfer Window podcast, of course hosted by Duncan Castles. I'll paraphrase what they have said. Man United are comfortable with their position and believe they have a deal in place for Jadon Sancho. They explained the reason for the delays, and they cited examples in relation to Neymar and of course Harry Maguire, and noted that it's very common in the modern day game for players to have clauses and bonuses owed to them and their agents by their respective clubs they're currently at. And they believe that Jadon Sancho, or they've been informed that Jadon Sancho has two separate clauses, one of which owes him around £1.5 to £2 million or euros in cash once he makes his 10th start for England, but he must be officially a Dortmund player when he does that. His 10th game, I believe, is either going to be tonight or it was the last game. Equally, if he goes past an early date, a mid-date, in August, in terms of still being a Dortmund player, he received another €1.5 to €2 million in a bonus. So we're looking here at a situation where he's owed between €2 to €3 million in bonuses for being a Dortmund player. This is written into his contract. And as they say on the podcast, go listen to it. It's a very insightful listen. They speak about examples with Neymar. Of course, his deal seemed to take all summer to move from Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain. But by all accounts, that deal was agreed back in the May, but they had to wait until a certain date because multiple millions of pounds were owed in bonuses to Neymar and his father. Equally, the Harry Maguire situation. The reason it took all summer is Harry Maguire and his agent were owed large sums of funds from Leicester City if they stayed at the club beyond a particular date. And I know there's a lot of people here calling this ball, and listen, this ain't my news, this is not my information, I'm just sharing this with you into relation to what was said. But interestingly, when you listen to the podcast, when you listen to what's being said, these things are regular occurrences in the modern day game in terms of agreements and bonuses that are owed to players. Nathan here says just isn't confirmed, is it? While he is on, just isn't. Well, it has been confirmed. Respected, credible journalists have just confirmed to us that Man United believe they have a deal in place for the player. They've just confirmed that they think this is going to go through as soon as the bonuses have been paid to the player. So for me, that's the interesting element here, that we've been given this information that's quite direct. And that's what stands out massively to me with this information, that it's quite direct, it's very specific. And normally, what puts me off the scent of anyone that's claiming to know something about a transfer is when the information is exceedingly vague. This is very specific. They're talking about two key bonuses that are made up and are within the makeup of Jadon Sancho's new contract that was signed last summer. To have that level of information and that level of detail, to me, tells me they've been informed of something. There's a comment here that says, pay 120 million or shut up. Well, that's the whole point, pro gamer. You're clearly a Man United hater, which is absolutely fine. You're entitled to be. But that goes to prove people like _PL right, that the financial sums are okay between the clubs. Man United believe they're in an agreement. There's just other elements behind the scenes. It could be player bonuses. I still think Dortmund finding a replacement is key. I also think keeping the deal quiet so that other transfers don't have their prices hiked up are all part and parcel of this. And we'll see in the coming days as to whether or not, when England duty finishes and these bonuses are paid or confirmed to Jadon Sancho, if the deal moves forward. But I think it's a really interesting and insightful update from Duncan Castles and his team over there on the podcast. You can disregard the news if you want, but for me, I'll go and listen to it because it's insightful and it's worth reading and looking into. We sit there sometimes and moan, why is the deal taken all summer? Well, agents are often respected by their players, and if an agent's owed £5 million in bonuses from the current club you sit at, and if you leave before a particular date, they don't get that money, most agents and players have a solid enough relationship to say, well, let's prolong this, let's move it out. Equally, the buying club saves money. The buying club then doesn't have to give additional compensation or additional wages or bonuses. So from Man United's point of view, the agent may say, look, if we force this deal through before those bonuses are due, we want to be compensated by you. Man United might want to save themselves £4 or £5 million, which would be absolutely worthwhile doing. I think it makes complete and utter sense. A comment here says BS on Maguire. Well, you would say that you're a Leicester fan. You would say that you're a Leicester fan. Leicester, you know, and this is the great thing I love about all of this. People, when it's their club doing the good bit of business, doing something sensible, people want to herald it as amazing business. When it's their club that they feel is being stung out of some money, they want to, oh, nah, nonsense, that can't be true. But there are too many examples to cite from. The two famous examples were given there were Neymar and of course Harry Maguire. I think there's too many famous examples and too many examples in the modern day game to just completely and utterly discount this and regard this. And what I'm loving here, someone here says, I hope you're speaking the truth. This isn't me speaking. You can go onto Twitter now and search Duncan Castles. Listen to the podcast. You don't need to take my word for it. Just go and listen. And what I'm loving here, look at the Man United haters in the comment section. Lies. You're making this up. This can't be true. It isn't happening. Look at the haters. Look at it. Just lighting up. Wow. Look at that. People are so desperate. So desperate to put this deal down. And do you know what's interesting? Even if the information that they've been given in terms of the specificity around these buyout clauses doesn't end up being true, like I've said all along, there isn't a single credible journalist, a single tier 1 or a single tier 2 journalist that has written off this Man United move for Jadon Sancho. Not one. Not one single journalist has written this off. Not once have Man United denounced it. Not once has it, even by the journalists closest to Man United that do their best to mitigate risk in terms of bad PR. They've just kind of said United have called their interest. They're focusing elsewhere. But they've never quite written it off. And I'll tell you now, don't be shy. Cry a little bit more, haters. But Man United are going to be signing Jadon Sancho. I said to you maybe 5 weeks ago after the press conference when they said he's going to be staying, to relax. And this is the worst news our rivals could ever hear. And equally, it's even the worst news for people that detest Ollie and are always attacking the club and never positive, because it demonstrates good business sense again. To say, sit back, relax, get the deal done, diet down from being the media war that it was 5 weeks ago, move on and secure deals elsewhere. And that's another thing they mentioned on the podcast, is that their personal belief is that Man United felt comfortable in the fact they moved on to other targets. And, you know, for me, when this comes through, it's going to make the club look good. It's going to make Ollie look good. It's going to be a brilliant move for Jadon Sancho. And the haters are going to be absolutely crying their eyes out epically. Epic. It's going to be brilliant. I'm sure none of you are even going to watch my channel again because you know the gas is coming. Let's do a few more of these comments here. Joe says, look at everyone crying. It's true. And do you know the irony in it is that the way the haters are reacting to this is so stereotypical. I'm not claiming to have been told this information by an unnamed source that I can't cite. If I'm doing that, then you can challenge my information. I'm telling you to go where you can seek the information. But this is what biased people do. Little life lesson here. They will ignore all the evidence that disproves their theory and just call you a liar and things like that, call you an in the know, etc. And that's what I absolutely love. What I absolutely love about it is that I'm clearly telling you where to go and seek this information. Listen to what the experts are saying, and you don't want to do it because you're fearful. In your heart of hearts, you absolutely know that Man United are going to bring him in. You know it. You know it's going to happen. Absolutely. Someone says, just tuned in. Is he actually going to United? So let me reiterate the news again. Duncan Castles has confirmed his stance, and he believes that Man United believe they have an agreement in place to sign Jadon Sancho. They're waiting for the international break to be over for two reasons. One, there's a bonus due to Jadon Sancho that is triggered in and around now after 1 year ago signing a new deal, and basically every year past that signing date that he remains at Dortmund, he is paid between a 1.5 and 2 million euro bonus. Equally, what was written into his new contract that he signed last year was another 1.5 to 2 million pound bonus, which stated if he makes 10 starts for England, or once he hits his 10th start for England, if he was still a Dortmund player, he would be paid an additional 1.5 to 2 million pounds. It's believed by many experts and transfer experts in the game that players really care about these bonuses for one reason, one shape, one form. And, well, someone here says Duncan Castles isn't even reliable. Well, rivals think he's reliable when he says negative things about Man United. It's as simple as that. But essentially, most transfer experts, most journalists that have that inside information believe, and I agree with them, these bonuses are very important to players and they're very important to agents. Man United believe that once these are paid or confirmed to be agreed and are going to be given to the player, Man United will press the go button on this deal. They will sign Jadon Sancho for an amount that has reportedly already been agreed behind the scenes, and that backs up a lot of what was said just over a week ago, that Man United have come to a conclusion and an agreement with Dortmund over the price. As ever, only time will tell. Only time will tell if this information comes to fruition and it all comes out in the wash. That's what we're here as a YouTube channel to do, is to tell you the news as and when we see it, and to give you the opportunity to have a conversation with one another. And what I love the most, and what I love the absolute most, is the people crying in the comment section. And getting angry about it. Getting angry about it and crying about it and wanting to boo-hoo about it. It's a madness. It's a madness. Hey Terry, I don't hate you, so don't think that. But why do you and Goldbridge hate each other? I mean, Goldbridge don't hate each other. Well, I certainly don't hate him. So just, that's it, it's done. What happens more than anything, I notice, if I go live with a story before Mark does, a lot of these fanboys come and attack me for no reason. It's not even really Mark, it's just people that like him. It's very strange, it's very childish. See, listen to this. Terry, stop. Jan came on your show and told you that Dortmund will not sell him. Jan didn't say that. Jan legitimately didn't come on the show and say that. Jan said Dortmund don't want to sell him. Jan said Dortmund want to keep him. But if Man United offer a bid that's satisfactory, anything could happen and they could sell him. So it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing how you have completely and utterly misquoted Jan just to fill your own narcissism and your own agenda and your own narrative. Jan simply didn't say that. Not one of the credibles, those three, Jan, Christian or Fabrizio Romano, have once said that Dortmund won't sell him. They've quoted Dortmund saying that they won't do it, and they have said that Dortmund don't want to sell. That's a very different notion from won't sell. Not wanting to and not actually going through with it when the bid comes in are completely opposing, opposite, different conversations. And there you go again, making up lies to suit your own. Do you know the only person you damage when you lie to push a narrative is yourself? Because when it doesn't come to fruition, because you're lying, it hurts you. And then what you do is you take it out on someone like me. Why? You know, why lie? Just go away and cry. That's going to be the new motto of the Football Terrace. Why lie? Just go away and cry. Absolutely love it. Listen, everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. Jadon Sancho to Man United is getting closer. The deal is still on. Confirmed by Duncan Castles that Man United believe that they have an agreement in place to sign him when the international window ends. Once the bonuses are paid, let's go. Take care. Goodbye. Why lie? Just cry.